Okay guys, welcome to the second step here of the Flash Cup 2. We have 16 players here on this server, so this is a different format compared to what's... Oh, actually there is a warm-up, okay. Maybe there's only a warm-up here on the first rotation or something like that. But we have all 5 maps that will be played on 2 servers though. So we have 16 players on each server, and then it will be merged together. You have 2 lives, so we have 31 rounds in total, if I recall it correctly. And yeah, Granadi is still here in the voice call. Maybe you could have heard his wheel, but it's fine. You don't have to mute yourself, so it is fine. So we can just maybe you can, yeah, do whatever you like. If you want to mute yourself or not, it is fine. So Granadi is here right now in P6 in the warm-up. Not looking too bad for him, as unless he plays conservatively, he will survive the first rounds without a life loss. So as I've mentioned before, and you have 2 lives, and if you're last, you will lose a life, and then you will be dead after 2 life losses. But I'm interested to see how you will actually lose, or how it will be determined if you get like 24 or 23 points. But I think that the players won't get the same position, and then if there's a tiebreaker, then the total points scored will matter or something like that. So I don't know. We will see. So good luck and fun to all of the players. Let's go. 16 players are here. Let's follow Coco for the first round, who has occupied the second fastest time. But hey, look at Gwen being 0.45 of a second ahead of the rest of the pack, and he's at the lead, in the lead again. So he's showing what he's capable of doing. We play 3 rounds on each track, and then we will go to the next map, of course. And after a rotation, after a fully finished rotation, we will go to the first map again. So we have Coco in first with a good time here, 0.1 of a lead, but then we have Gwen in second with with still 0.15. So let's follow Dionysos here, who's right now sitting at 8th position. Good dirt turfer, and Hadra's made a mistake, so he will lose his first life, as it seems he's super far behind, as well as Evon, who didn't really have the best dirt trajectory here. Everyone seems to look good here. So let's check out who has made the mistakes here. It is Hadra being super far behind, so he will lose his first life. Good time here by Coco with a 0.19. I would consider this as a good time. And he will clock in 16 points, but the points doesn't matter. It only matters who will lose a life, and this is Hadra, who's not even able to make the finish up. So Hadra down to 1 life already, and this will put a lot of pressure onto him just after the first round. So let's follow him here for the next round. Hopefully he won't make a mistake here. Okay, so everyone has survived the start, as it seems. Yeah, everyone has survived it. Hadra off to a good start right now. He's actually in the battle for that first place between Gwen, Coco, but he gets overtaken by Matt, Granadi, and Azion. Outside and inside approaches are being chosen there, so everything is equal, I would say. But Gwen in the lead, and off to a very good start. As well as Granadi, who is battling out here for that second place here between Azion and Matt. It's pretty close here between all of the players. Azion has extended the seats towards the second place here. Hadra, not the best downhill for him, so he loses multiple positions there, down to P12. Didn't get the best speed, but still a transition that was rather good for him. So he's in 12th position and won't lose a life here. It is actually Javso who has made a mistake. This time around, no one will fail the ending jump here, from my perspective. And it will be Javso who will lose a life here, because he is 20 seconds behind. 20 seconds. So Wolfstyle, even though he was 1.2 seconds behind, was not able, or is not in danger, because Javso is 19.8 seconds behind and is now down to 1 life. Okay, so we have 2 players with 1 life, and this will be super interesting, like in the mid game here, if all the players have 1 life, or like most of them, and then some went out and some mistakes will happen or it can happen. So yeah, not looking too much of a danger. Unless you play safe, there is no way that you will lose a life. Kind of. Oh, we see a slowdown actually by Loud6. And let's follow him here. And actually, I think, oh my god, I think a lot of mistakes have happened here in this round. If I recall it correctly. Let me actually check. Oh, it's actually Loud6 who's dead. He had to respawn in this crucial section. So everyone who has made a mistake here should be safe. Because this jump is super hard to do after the respawn. This jump through that. It is a speed check that you have to cope. And this is very hard to do. When you don't have enough speed, you can easily miss the CP or like bounce or something. So it is grim news here for Loud6, and he will lose his first life as well. So no elimination here on the first track, but we have seen 3 life losses already. So Loud6 has granted himself, let me actually check, not the most amount of points here in this round, only 8 points. And here you can see the lives on the left side. Hopefully I can click them to see where a player is. This would be very good. If they have done this, this is a very good plugin. So let me, for example, click on Granadi now, who has still 2 lives. Hopefully, oh my god, if I click on him, I am on his name. I can spectate him. This is beautiful. Yes, this is perfect. Shoutouts to you, Flashcam. This is very good. So if I click here, I will change to the player. And this is super good, so I don't need to tap out now. This is very, very good. Oh my god, this is shoutouts. Shoutouts to them. So yeah, I can click here to see who has lost a life. And then I can focus on the player who has lost a life here. So we have Loud6, Jafzo, and also... oh, who has already left? Who has left the server? Wait, Hedra has left? What? Where's Hedra? So Hedra is already out. As it seems. So we have only 15 players left. And Hedra will occupy that last position. But yeah, really shoutouts to that plugin. Everything works out good with the CP live, the records here, and then the knockout lives. So this is really, really good. Okay. So now we have the tech map Recon. And as you could have seen in the map, in the chat here, in the game chat, it is only a warm-up for the first rounds, for the first rotation. So we have 3 more warm-ups to come. And I think this will be one of the closer maps here, because it's the tech map. Okay, let's follow Loud6 here for that first round. He's sitting at 1 life and is not... can't afford himself to make a mistake. Not the best start for him. Oh no, didn't get the no jump. Wait, where is actually Hedra? I don't see Hedra in the knockout life ranking, but we've seen a player making a mistake, and it was Gwen who's far behind. Gwen is in last right now, 1.5 seconds behind. So let's follow Gwen here. Upset for him being in last position. This is not looking good for the Game World player here in this round. He really needs to rely on a mistake from another player. He's catching up towards Dionysos, who is in P15, but still 1 second for Gwen that he has to come closer to. But he can rely on a mistake. Hedra is also super far behind, so I can't really see him in the ranking here. Loud6 making a mistake, and Gwen will just snap through here. And Gwen is on P15, so the Gwen luck is striking in again, and Gwen is not losing a life. Oh my god. Gwen is not losing a life here. It's Loud6 being out. GG towards him. So Gwen in P15 was able to stay ahead. But yeah, Loud6 is out, unfortunately. And now we can see Hedra, so maybe it's only the top 15 that has been displayed here. So all good. So the first player is out after 4 rounds. Unfortunate to see that, Loud6, but still well played. It's a very hard competition here, of course. Yeah, let's see Azion what he's doing. He's on a good start. Matt too far inside. Oh my god, he had to release big time there. That he should stay ahead. Also Granadi making a mistake here. So he falls down as well. Being in P14 right now. And right now actually last making that mistake. But Legu fully brain lagged. So Legu is definitely in last place here on this round. And Granadi can actually save. Hint. And yeah, Granadi just has to survive this ending jump to yeah, not get himself a point loss, because Legu is super far behind, 2 seconds to be exact. And it is looking good for Granadi. Yes, he will survive it. And Legu is losing his first life. So yeah, mistakes can happen here very easily on those kind of tracks. And now we have 3 players with 1 life. And yeah, let's see what Binks is doing here in this round. So we have 4 Exalty players playing on this server, and I think the equal amount of Exalty players playing on the other server. So a lot of Exalty representation on this cup, which is really cool to see. Binks off to a good start. Equal speed towards Gwen. With Gwen, 3,000s between both of them. Gwen with a more inside approach, but it's actually Binks having the upper hand here. Very greatly executed turn here for him, so he will take over the lead. Looking good for him. 1800s behind top 1 time here. So this is looking good for the Exalted player. He only has to survive the ending. Let's check a bit further back. We have Coco in P4. Oh no, wait a minute. It's actually Coco being in P2, overtaking Tanky and Gwen here. And Binks will clock in a good time with a 50.96. Great time here from Binks. Then we have Gwen in 3rd, Tanky in 4th. And then Dionysos, Elvon, Benson, and Granadi in P8. And it seems that Hedra is out since he has finished as the last person. Oh, actually, yeah, I think Hedra is out. Yep. Hedra, unfortunately, is out, so we have only 14 players left. Unfortunate stuff for him, but 2 mistakes will just be enough that he will be eliminated. So Factory comes up now, the dirt map, the 3rd map, and we have 14 players who will accompany me and the other spectators here to play this map. This is a very versatile map by Rocket. With a very hard dirt combination, which I will show you here. Wait a minute, this one here. This is very hard to do because if you have too much speed, it is very hard to really get this combination right. And you also have to do a SD. Oh, interesting line by Azion here. Goes for the outside approach in the 10th, or in this block there. So now you really need to get a lot of speed from this section here, and also a speed slide that has to be done. Lego, beautiful approach for him. Azion is saying goodbye and flies to Narnia. So Coco will come closer towards Gwen. So this map reminds me of the French regional map. So Gwen, Coco, and Binks will definitely be good here. Who have all been in the grand final, as well as Link, who is not on the server though, he's on server B. So 3 of the 4 players who have been facing themselves in the grand final of the French regionals will be playing here. So we can see some alternative lines in the ending. This ending jump is not too hard, but if you clip it, you can either overjump the finish or just finish very late. So this can be bad news for you. So 14 players left on the 3rd map. And this one has not lost a life yet. Let's go. Let's see what the Fox player can do. Okay, good start for him. Finds himself not in the last position. I think we've seen a gear down here from Binks. So Binks is in last right now. If I recall it correctly. No, Matt and Evon as well. I always want to say Levon, man. That's so annoying. Gwen, yeah, look at his start. He is so far ahead, 0.3 ahead of the both Loud members, Dionysos and Granadi. But still a good start from all of the players here in the top 3. Granadi with that more outside approach. And Wostyle actually with the mistake. And he loses multiple position and is right now in last position. So Wostyle clipping the inside there of the dirt block. And he is down towards P40. But Dionysos and also Wostyle making a mistake. Has Dionysos more speed than him? Yes, he has. But gets the gear down. And therefore Wostyle will be safe. And Dionysos will lose a life. Oh no, this is bad news for him. Maybe someone has failed the ending. No, but Dionysos will lose his first life because of a bad dirt section. He couldn't really adapt towards that. And Dionysos down to 1 life. So the highest amount of players we had with 1 lives were 3. So maybe we can see another player dropping down. Or is it one of the bottom 3 players who will lose a their last life. Gwen off to a good start again, as well as Lego, Disrod, Dionysos this time around again, finding himself on in the battle here for P5. Let's see this. Oh no, my god! Dionysos getting a bug on the transition. Are you fucking kidding me? No way! And Dionysos now on P12, but still, what was this bug? Are you kidding me? And Dionysos dropping down towards P13, dropping it, betting out with Azion, but we can see Jeffso actually finding himself in P14, and he is likely to be knocked out if one of the players won't make a mistake here at this part. But what was that bug from Dionysos? Are you actually kidding me? I almost jinxed him, but we can see Gwen and Coco with him. Oh my god. Actually, Jeffso is out.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
What the hell, man? That was a weird bug, but Dionysos is not out. And actually, we have seen Jeffso losing his first life. So we have 4 players with... No, actually, wait. Azion lost his life? What happened towards him? I've not captured that. So Azion is now down to 1 life. And also not the greatest start here from some players. Granadi releases too much here in this section, as well as Bings. So let's follow Granadi here right now, I think in the last of the pack. Not looking good here. P13 for him, so 1 player is behind him. Let's actually see who is that. It is Matt who is in last. Follow Matt, the Space Station Gaming player. Finding himself 0.7 or if not even more behind the leader. Yeah, 0.9. Dionysos still in second last again, so he is looking good to not be eliminated in this round if he's not making a mistake or gets the buck. Jeffso not the best line here, so Matt can come closer in this ending. This will be on the side, but Dionysos with the slowdown. Are you actually kidding me? Oh my god, are you... Oh my... So many players have felt the ending. Wait, what is happening? Azion is out. Oh my god. Azion is out. What is happening here? Azion loses 2 lives in a row and gets eliminated. This how fast it can go. This is back in. This is really, really weird. So we have only 13 players going on to Andromede. Not sure how to pronounce that, but that's the next map. It's a very dirt heavy map, as you can see here. A lot of dirt here on this one. So 13 players left, and we have 3 players with 1 life. And then we have 10 players who have not lost a life yet. Let's see the total standings here. Who is actually doing the most amount of points? We have Gwen in first place, Biggs in second, Coco in third. We have Granadi in fourth place. Actually, Azion, who was 6th place, got eliminated already. So this is very bad news for him. Lausix also out, as well as Hedra. So unfortunate stuff for them. Then we have Wolsal, Dionysos, sitting at 67 and 68 points. Too much points for them, but you can see it's rather close. So 1 good round here, and this could seal the deal that they will go away from those positions. So this is the 4th map, and therefore the 10th round that we will be playing. Let's see who gets the dirt homework the best. Good luck, have fun to all of the players. I'm not gonna write that because they're already on their way, but Gwen with a very dominant performance. Only 1 mistake has been done by him so far. And is looking very good for him again. As Tanky is in P8. Let's follow Granadi with the wallbang here, but I think I've seen one of them making a mistake. I think it was Wolsal, yes, and also Disrod finding himself super far behind. So this Rod, the player who has not lost a life yet, right now sitting on P13 with a gap of 1.6 seconds towards that first place. So this is bad news for the Fox player. 0.8 of a second has Benzo to work with, but it's actually Disrod coming closer towards Vosal here in this ending. Vosal with a mistake, and Disrod comes closer. This is super close here between both of the players, 0.700s between them, but Vosal with more speed, and Vosal will survive. Disrod loses his first life, and Vosal will still stay ahead and is able to keep his 2 lives. So Disrod down to 1 life, and now we have 4 players with 1 life again. Let's follow Evon here for this round. So Evon maybe reminds you of Levon. Levon couldn't play even though he was very good in the seeding. He was P3. A good start here from Gwen, Binks, Tanky, Evon, and Disrod. So Disrod, even though he lost a life, he shows that he is very good on the dirt tarmac, as he is mainly playing dirt. Let's go a little bit further back. Oh, actually, Evon loses a little bit of time, flips it here. So not sure if this is super good to do, but we see actually Bensword finding himself in last place, so he will lose his first life as well, as he is. No, Dionysos! What was that? No! Oh no, Dionysos is out. So Bensword is not using his not losing his first life. Not sure what happened towards him, but Dionysos is out, and therefore we only have 12 players left. What is happening? Okay, we've seen a mistake here from Bensword at the start, so let's follow Bensword here. Again, a mistake from him, so maybe the pressure is rising for him at another mistake here in this uphill. Not looking good for him. Granadi, the only player who jumps to the left there and does not use the white block. So Benzo with a beautiful wallbang comes a bit closer here towards the L place, but he's still 1.7 seconds behind the leader here. The leader who is Binks. And then we have Gwen and Disward chasing him. Oh, but Bensword is completely dead here in this round. He has come into touch with the cacti, and he is multiple seconds behind, 5.4 seconds. So let's focus here on this battle for that first place. Gwen and Binks will battle it out. Gwen and Binks will survive it. And has someone has made a mistake in the end? No, no one has made a mistake. So will be Bensword losing his first life now in this round. So what is great if a caster has not seen that you are playing on the server. And this is applying for some players here. Because you were not in the top and you were not on the bottom. And this means that you can play consistent. And yeah, we have a lot of players who have still, they have half amount of the players who have still 2 lives. We have Coco, Granadi, Gran Binks, Evon, Wolfsal Tanky, and Matt, who have not lost a life yet. So great to see that Matt is still at 2 lives since he was not playing too good on the time attack seeding. So Matt is really in dire need of some points if he wants to qualify for tomorrow. And this is the last map, and then we have no warm-up afterwards. So we will go into the live round immediately. This is round 13 coming up. So pressure is rising, especially when you only have 1 life left, which can very soon happen. So you have room for 1 mistake, but still losing a life is not too cruel. But yeah, this jump now, this jump here, the identity, the speed check, this will be the make it or break it. Bensword going for the save actually. And I think it is not a bad decision, as we can see Gwen making a mistake. And also Matt going for the booster here and going into the hole. So not sure what's better, to go for the safe way or not. We will see some alterations, and I think I will stick the camera towards this part. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go. First round here on Lotus. As players have warmed up beforehand. This what Legu, Javzo and Bansword are definitely pressurized here. As Legu had a rather good time here on this track. He finds himself in last place, but this one with a very bad turn. Legu risking it too much there, and he almost fell out of the track. So this was not looking good for him. Actually, I have to change it towards... Wait a minute. Towards that to follow. But then it's changing towards that again. So I have to maybe do it like that. And then change into the camera if needed. You can see cam 3 action here. But let's go with this part here. Who is fading it? Oh, everyone is going for it. But actually Bansword has made a mistake. And Bansword is dead. And also this one has made a mistake. But he is safe. But yeah, Bansword will be out here on this round unless someone will make a mistake here. But this is looking grim for him, and Bansword is out. Actually, 12th position for him. What happened? Yeah, okay, only 12 players are left. Broke back. So Bansword is dead, and now we only have 11 players left. Going to the second round here. Let's follow Wolsile, who's still sitting at 2 lives. Nice to see that, because he was one of the players who has come with the... Because one player couldn't play. Or 2 players couldn't play by the names of Dexter and Levon. So Wolsile in that comfortable spot to have 2 lives left. I think this is the map that suits him good. Who's in last. Javzo goes super far up there, but gets a very direct line here to the water. So he gets himself a lot of speed. Not compared towards other players here. Let's go to the action camera again here in a minute. Because Gwen is in first, but a mistake can very, very soon happen here. As all of the players are going for it. Let's see who is making a mistake. Gwen surviving it as well. Every player has survived it. And Matt is right now on last. So let's spectate Matt here for that last turn. Also Granadi super far behind, but he will survive it. Oh my god. Wow, this was super close. Only 25 thousandths between Granadi and Matt here. Matt had more speed, but Matt using a life. And yeah, it is Gwen dropping a 102.39. What? What is this time by Gwen? Oh, and also Matt here not with a good start. Oh my god, let's follow Matt here for this round. He's already 0.3 behind in the start, so this is not looking good for him. But Javzo making a mistake. Can he do this jump? Yes, he can. But now he is in last with 1 second behind. But still, there is this jump. Which can be very unforgiving and very cruel if you mess it up. The slightest misalignment can lose you the whole run. So Javzo needs to rely on a mistake here from a person. But it's actually Gwen making a mistake. But as I know, Gwen's luck. Someone will fail this thing here. Gwen is a player who is really lucky in those kind of situations. But yeah, let's see who is failing the jump and who's not making it. Javzo is in last, but Gwen is in a hot pursuit. Who is making it and who's failing it? It's actually Granadi failing it. Are you kidding me? But Granadi with a tiny tad more speed. Gwen comes closer though. Let's follow Gwen here. Gwen is too far behind Jervising, and Granadi will not lose his first life. Is he surviving? If he's surviving the ending. Junge. Yes. Hopefully my cast has not made you nervous or so, Granadi. Shit. So no more warm-up here on the next map. Oh no, so Granadi has lost his first life. And we have only 6 players with 2 lives by the name of Coco, Gwen, Binks, Evon, and Wolsal and Tanky. So 6 players have successfully not lose a life here. And we have the first map live already. Legu not with the best start. He finds himself in the last position. And remember, he's sitting at 1 life. But yeah, the map that we have seen there was, I think, the hardest one. Okay, interesting battle here for that first place. Wolsal is actually in last, but we've seen a mistake. Who has made a mistake? It's actually Granadi making a mistake, so he's completely crumbling right now like a Subway cookie. So this is not good for him. He really needs to rely on a mistake, but he's 3 seconds behind. But someone can still fail this ending jump. Someone can still fail that. And yeah, this means that Granadi is dead if he is if someone won't make a mistake here. And no one will actually fail it, and Granadi is out. Granadi gets eliminated in 2 rounds. This is a rip for him, and very unfortunate stuff for him that he has lost it there. Hopefully my casting hasn't really pressured him or so. But GG towards you, Granadi. Well played. Still a top 11. It's not too bad, but not too good either. But still, it's an okay placement that you're not completely dead in this tournament. So GG towards you. Okay, so going into the next round. We have 10 players left here. And actually Gwen, no, Wolsal. I get confused by this game word tag all the time. Wolsal has made a mistake here. And he's actually only in 9th position. So who is behind him? Also Matt making a mistake. So what is happening now? It's actually who is behind there? What is happening? Why is Wolsal not in 10th position? Or am I blind? What is happening? What is happening? Huh? Gwen now in last. Huh? Or in second last, but someone is actually out or something like that. I don't get it. What is happening? But yeah, it is actually Granadi who will definitely be mad about this, because a lot of mistakes have happened in this round. It's Matt and Jafso finding themselves 1.5 seconds behind. But yeah, Gwen actually 9th position, and Gwen lucky again. Are you kidding me? This is rigged, guys. This is completely rigged. Oh my god. Gwen is not out again. He could have been out by now. And he's so lucky and has still 2 lives. Are you kidding me? What is happening? Gwen is so lucky. Really. And Bings with a mistake. So he's not able to do that jump smoothly. And he has to... Yeah, he's dead. Oh my god, so Binks is now dead. So what is this round here? It's a clown fiesta and a half. And Gwen and Marcin are right now chasing Coco here. But Gwen, who should have not been in by this time, is in this battle here for that first place. So maybe some luck you need, but really this is getting a bit out of hand. Just when I spoke about it, it's Gwen finding himself still sitting there at 2 lives. I mean, of course, this can happen. But yeah, Gwen seems to be very lucky in those kind of situations. Yeah, all players surviving this ending jump. And it's actually Wolsal not losing a life here, because it is... who has made a mistake? Bing's making a mistake, yeah, at the start, yeah. So he had to DNF. So next map is coming up now. Which is a tag map. Okay, so Roma has ended, and we still have 5 players with 2 lives Coco, Gwen, Evon, Tanky, and Wolsal all of a sudden. So this is cool to see that Wolsal still has all the lives. So let's spectate him and curse him. No, of course, I hope not that he will be knocked out or something like that. So Wolsal off to a good start here. Finds himself in P7 only. But still, he is looking strong to not lose a life here. Not the best approach here for him. You really don't want to steer that much on the grass section here. So he's in the battle here for that last place between Javzo and himself. But Matt with a mistake. This is bad for him. And the space station player now in last and bonk into the pole. And Matt is out. Matt is out. Unless someone will fail the ending. Gwen, Evon, and Coco in the top 3. Tanky also surviving this ending jump. Good ending from Tanky there. Coming closer towards all the other players. And Gwen with a 50.85 in first. Then we have Jeffso in 8th position. And Matt is out. But still a top 16 spot for him. Okay, into the next round we go. Binks with a good start here. Comes back strong here in this section. Very inside drift and also gathers a lot of speed in this section. Also good approach here for him. Didn't really steer too much. You can see how much speed that saves. So now we have only 8 players left and we can see the last player here is the last player in general. So Rosal is battling out here with the Javzo and Disrod. But Coco with a mistake. And Coco is falling down as well as Gwen. So Gwen all of a sudden now in P7. And let's see where Coco is. Coco has to make something happen here in this ending. Unless he loses his first life. Gwen with a good turn. Comes closer. But Coco makes the mistake. And Coco is dead. Or is not dead. But loses his first life. Not quite dead yet. And now we have 4 players with 1 life and 4 players with 2 lives. So this is definitely putting some pressure onto Coco. Okay, so Binks not with the best start again. Oh, this is not looking good for the Exalty player. As Binks finds himself super far behind here. We have only like 14 or 15 players left. Something like that. But you can see Binks just smokes this one here. Just smoking him away. As this one is right now in 8th position. Oh, this is not looking good for the UB player, and he is about to lose his last life unless someone is failing the ending. Tanky with a mistake, and Disrod will survive, and Tanky therefore loses his first life. Oh no, so Disrod is out. On the wire it goes, and now we have 5 players with 1 life, and this could go into a very weird situation where all of the players could be ended up with 1 life, but now it's getting likelier and likelier that one of the players with 1 life will be knocked out. Factory comes now. A pretty hard map. And yeah, after a 5-second warm-up, we will go into the live round. Let me actually check the locals here. We have Gwen in local 2. Then we have Martian in local 3. Coco local 4. Asian, who was unfortunately out already, local 5. And Barbosa also with a good time. As well as Disrod and Tanky. Coco as well, local 4. Yeah, the warm-up has ended now. And we will start. Good luck to all of the 8 remaining players. It's definitely a very, very tough task to do. To survive this. No mistakes by the players. Wosal is right now sitting on dead last. But speaking of dead last, Jeffso, who is taking over the red lantern here. So he is in last position and really needs to rely on a mistake here. Very wide turn there from, I think, either Binks or Tanky. I couldn't really see that, but let's focus here on this battle for that last place. Jeffzo is about to get eliminated. So he really needs to rely on a mistake in the ending. Players will actually save the ending, so maybe we can see Gwen saving it. Yeah, 0.4 of a second is the gap between him and the 7th place, which can be possible to fail in the ending. Are you kidding me? It's actually Tanky making the mistake, and also Jeffzo, but Jeffzo surviving again, and Tanky is dead. Oh my god, Tanky is dead, and it is not Jeffzo who is getting knocked out, and he's still there to survive. And now we have only 7 players left, and 3 players with 2 lives occupied by 2 game world players, Wosal and Gwen. But Wosal again with a good start here. Oh, Wosal, good uphill for him, gathers a lot of speed. Even though he was in last position, he comes closer here towards the other players. Oh, bad turn there from Coco, loses a lot of speed, so he will get dropped down to the last place, but good turn here for him inside, but didn't get a good amount of speed. So Coco now down to last place. Can you believe it? Coco in P7, 0.5 behind, 0.6 behind the leader. But comes closer towards Jeffzo here in this section. Coco is attacking. Good turn here for him. Comes closer and closer. So this will be all in the last dirt zigzag, but Gwen with a mistake here. So it will be closer in that top section again. This is the first real close round, 0.3 between all of the players. This is very close to call here. The ending will decide it. Coco with the attack. Coco with more speed, and Gwen with the mistake. And Gwen loses his first life. And Jeffzo is surviving yet again. So Gwen with his first life loss. And now we have only 2 players with 2 lives remaining, by the names of Evon and Wosal. Would you believe it? Wosal with 2 lives still in his pocket. Great performance by him. Binks with that outside approach. Wosal not with a very good turn, but maybe he can rely on a mistake here from a different person. As Gwen is again in the lead. So the game ward Sandwich is striking first and last place. But yeah, there we have Wosal coming back strong in P5, P6 now, because Evon had a very good speed slide, but he just had an inside approach. But what is Wosal doing? Wosal is dead, turtling into the CP, but still, this is a very, very cruel mistake, and Wosal will lose his first life. So it is only Evon left to have not 1 life, to have 2 lives. So this will be very, very interesting to see who will win it and lose it, because now it is all on the wire. Everyone has made a mistake except Evon here. So yeah, everyone is saving it, and actually he almost fails it. Oh man, what a madman. And 103.15 for Gwen, finding himself in first place. So Wosal is on his last life, but still a great performance. Because consider he was one of the players who has replaced one of the players who has replaced Dexter. Oh no, actually, yeah, Dexter. If I recall correctly. Let me check his login. Yeah, so Wosal has replaced Dexter here, but still, he is in this battle here for that top 7. So very, very close fight between all of the players. Okay, into the first live round we go. We only have Marchen, aka Evon, who is sitting there with 2 lives, but we can see like a 7-way situation with players having 1 life if Marchen loses this one here. But it's looking good for him, as we have Jeffzo finding himself 0.15, if not even more. He has lost some considerable amount of speed there, and finds himself in last position. So what a close battle here for the elimination. Right now it's Jeffzo finding himself in last position, but Wolfcell is also there, who couldn't really be dead. The upper list deciding at Coco with a very bad approach, and Jeffso could actually overtake Coco in this ending, but this is not the case, and Jeffso is out. But still, a 7th placement for him is good. But great round here, 51.00 good time by Evon, and also 0.20 by Coco is a good time, and as well as a 0.35 by Jeffso could have been enough to be in. So 6 players remaining. Jeffso in P7 on this server. Okay, we see different approaches here. Wallbang and not wallbang. Coco didn't get it too good, but we see Wolfcell dropping down towards P6. So he needs to rely on a mistake. Coco also didn't get a good amount of speed. Goes super close here to the left, as well as Bings and Gwen. But still, Wolfcell has too much to come back, or has too much time here to get closer to the other players, and he is not able to do so. So Wolfcell will be out in this one, unless someone will not make the ending. But this looks bad for Wolfcell, but still, a 6th placement for him is good. And GG towards him, and now we have the top 5 awaiting you. Bings, Gwen, Coco, Diswat, and Evon are battling it out here for the valuable points. Okay, so Gwen with a good... The only player who didn't really go for that wallbang. Coco didn't do it so good, as well as... I think it was... Diswat, yeah? So they are down towards the battle for that last position. Diswat does it better though, so Coco's on opposite, but Coco has made a mistake, so he is out. This is not looking good for Coco here. Going into this, this is the last round here on this track. And we could go into the last map already if Marchen will clean sweep it. But yeah, great round here. 4,000s between Marchen and Gran for that first place. GG towards Coco, occupying that top 5 placement. So only 4 players left, and now the pressure is rising. Gran, Marchen, Bings, and Disrot will battle out on the next map, and this could be the last map. This could be the last map. Lotus it is. Okay. Let's go into the next round. We have 6 players remaining on every server. This means that on the other server it is the final already, but we can see Gwen making a mistake, and Gwen is right now in dead last. This is not looking good, but I think the total time here will matter, or that the total score will matter. Not sure how they will determine it, because of course players have more rounds to say, but I'm not sure what is important here. But we can see Gwen in the meantime overtaking Bings here, and Bings looking like to lose his last life. Oh, bad, good jump for him actually, and it is Disrod making a mistake. Are you kidding me? What a bad mistake here for him. And it is him dropping out here in this tournament, and actually Marchen is not losing a life and dropping a 103.58. Also a good time for him. Disrod is out, but still GG towards him, occupying top 4 here on this place. Yeah, true that. He could have finished for points, but he didn't do so. Valuable point, 13 free points, but he didn't really use this to his advantage. So I'm not sure if the points will determine what placement you will be in. I'm not sure about that, actually. Or if it's just the knockout phase. Because, of course, if you go into the later rounds, this will be very, very important concerning the points. So Gwen again off to a good start. Binks is in second. And then we have Marcin in last. He could lose his first life. He's still at 2 lives. But still looking good for him. He can at least finish twice for the points. He comes closer towards Binks. The quote-unquote identity will decide it. Also, he didn't get the best gear over this turn. But Binks didn't get a good turn as well. So this will be all in this part here. This jump is very scary. Everyone survives it, and this will be all in the last rift. It is Marcin finding himself not too far behind, gets himself more speed, and he will come closer towards Binks. Will it be enough? No! And Binks will drop down him to the last life. And this was a very close fight here for that last place. So Evon is down to his last life, and now we have a triple situation here. So we have 2 more rounds to come up with and 1 more round on this map. So Gwen, Binks and Evon are battling it out here. Evon not with the best transition here, but comes closer and closer here. Gwen, good speed for him as well as for Binks. 0.16 of a second between all of the players. Gwen with a good amount of speed, so did it Binks, but not Marcin. So he looks like to get eliminated in 2 rounds here. This will be a cruel situation for him, but the same has happened for a lot of players here, that they really lost their focus after the first elimination. But now the third section comes up. Evon comes closer towards Gwen and also closer towards Binks. This will be all in the ending again. 0.26 between all of the 3 players. So this is not too much of a lead for Binks and Gwen. As we can see, Marcin with a good section here. But everyone survives it. Binks not with the best landing though, so Gwen will overtake him. But he has to risk it. And Marcin looks like to be eliminated unless someone will fail the ending. But this is not the case. Marcin is out in 3rd place. But what a great round. Times under 103 are really good. But yeah, Marcin is out after just 2 rounds. So this is a very interesting scenario. And now we have the final between Binks and Gwen. So who will take that first place and who will go home with the second one? Both of the players have been really performing very good here on those tracks. But we can see Gwen with a very good start here. Really gathers a lot of speed. Binks is pushing it though. But Gwen just seems to be on another level here on this track. Also good approach here for Gwen. But he can still make a mistake. So everything can happen here for the game ward player. As Binks has a tiny tad more speed here. 0.2 to work with for him. But Binks with a mistake. And Binks is dead. So Gwen will take home the victory here. Binks still will finish this one, of course, for the points. But still, this is Gwen's round to take. And he should not throw it away. So GG towards Gwen, winning the knockouts here on Silver 1. Okay. So GG towards Gwen, 102.40 for him. And this means that Gwen wins it. Binks also able to finish, yes, granting himself 15 points, also very good for him. I'm interested to see how the thing will work now, if it will be the points that will be important or something else.